in the last episode, we were doing a little bit of basic exploration. Oh no. And we happened upon this village, which is a really cool village. There's a lot of stuff going on. Unfortunately, there is an Illager Outpost. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it from in here, and I'm trying to be safe inside for now. Unfortunately, there was a villager in there, and now that's an Illager. Now those are evil villagers or hostile mobs, and all they do is they attack villagers and they attack players. So, yeah. Well, and we're gonna go ahead and steal this since they're not gonna need it. I don't have a lot of faith for this village. I did off camera go ahead and free the iron golem that was in this wooden cage, but I haven't seen the iron golems really do anything. Uh-oh. And there's other hostile mobs. There's... Oh no. Okay. So yeah, that is an Illager outpost. There's a skeleton. Nice. There's two skeletons. There's Illagers everywhere. And so you know what? We are just going to get out of here because this village is a lost cause. I'm pretty sure all the villagers are already have been killed. There's a creeper over there. That's not good either. And it's such a shame because this is such a cool village. I mean, it's very intricate. There's a lot of things going on. But we did get beetroot seeds and... let's see. And we got a brewing stand, so that's good. And, yeah, oh, there's the iron golem off doing nothing. Okay. So, hopefully, some of the villagers survive. It's not looking likely. Oh, there's a villager over there. So, best thing to do is just go ahead and leave the village. And that way we stop spawning hostile mobs. Alright, so with that, real quick, let me explain. Hostile mobs spawn around the player, or within the direct vicinity of the player. What happened there? Oh, there you go. There's the iron golem doing something for a change. Okay. But yeah, that tower thing is an Illager outpost, and having it spawn right in a village like that, that's just kind of messed up. So, anyways, normally you would only see those Illagers on roaming patrols, and you want to be really careful because there's usually an Illager that's carrying a banner, and if you kill the Illager that's carrying the banner, you end up becoming an Illager yourself briefly. Oh gosh, and this is a ravine. You gotta be careful of those, because that's instant death if you fell down there. Alright, so let's go around the ravine. We're basically making our way back to our starter base. Just like so. There we go. Which I know is up here in the top left corner, the northwest corner of our map. And it's also good to know that that village we found, you can kind of see it on there. The few little brown splotches there. Right there, kind of with the river going by it. So we will definitely be revisiting that Illager outpost and trying to take it down. I mean, I'll have to do a little research and see. I'll just look up Illagers and see if there's a way to keep them from respawning in that area. If we have to destroy their entire tower or what. But oh, there's another deep drop. So yeah, definitely be careful when you're out exploring. Oh, and also maybe bring some extra supplies. I wasn't expecting to run into an Illager outpost. So I didn't have a sword, and I crafted a stone sword, borrowing some blocks from the villager's house. And that's kind of janky. So, yeah, normally you would be traveling with your best sword, which I would really craft an iron sword, since we have the materials. I just didn't think to... Wait, do I? Well, anyways, I didn't bring them with me. So, we did get a couple of really good things accomplished. We found a village, and we got some beetroot seeds. Now, I can see our starter house right over there. Now let's get back to nice mundane activities in our starter village. Just take a nice break. Alright, so, and I'm going to really need to put an emphasis on getting food production going very soon. Okay, so, we have this map, and it's actually mostly filled out at this level. Now the cool thing with maps is you can actually use a cartography table to craft or to increase the map size and do some interesting stuff. For now, though, I'm going to, get wood, so I can get sticks. Actually, I have sticks. What I need is leather. I have leather. And let's put some... So I also got some dark wood oak planks, a whole new wood variant from taking apart part of that Illager outpost. And I got some arrows. That's cool. Let's put those up there. We'll need those in a little bit. Let's stash the emeralds. Leads we don't need right now. Yeah, that's okay for now. The most important thing right now is I'm trying to construct or craft, there we go, an item frame. And what you need an item frame for our purposes, is So let's put the item frame. Yeah, right there is fine. And here's our map. There we go. So you can put a map on an item frame, and you can pick it up. Oh, you can rotate it. I don't know if you want to. And you can take it off and finish exploring, you know, if you want to at a later time. Okay, so now that we've had that excitement, let's check on our wheat crops. I've been slowly adding to them. And looks like we have a few ready to harvest. Let's just keep it going. Oh, also, let's put these here. That's... Yeah, usually I have this a little organized a little better, but, you know, for now, we're just starting out. We don't need the bed right away. So what I'm going to do is, like I was saying, crops grow better if they're in alternating rows. So an easy way we could do this, I've already expanded this the whole 1, 2, 3, 4 units out. So let's make this row just a wheat row. And then we can use this row as a beetroot row. And we can do another row of wheat. After getting some more wheat. Hopefully we get some good seeds. Maybe, maybe not. And we still have this patch growing over here. Let's see. Where? Oh, I'm not getting any wheat seeds from these. There we go. So we can at least replace the ones that we take out. Maybe. This is not too great. Alright. There we go. Okay, we have 5 seeds. That'll barely cover. Still 1 shy. 2 shy. Anyways, so now that we have that, these beetroots are gonna grow faster. These wheat plants next to it are gonna grow faster, and we can keep up that process. In fact, let's go ahead. So that would be wheat, beetroot. Let's do another row of beetroot since we got a lot of beetroot seeds from that little excursion. And let's see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that's all the farm on that side. Now we can go back on this side, and we can make this a wheat row. And let's make this a beetroot row. Whoops. One too far, but we'll let that disintegrate. Or go back into normal. Let's take the seeds from there, make that beetroot. Very nice. Okay, so that's a lot better as far as agriculture goes. And we can add to this row. Okay, and we can even continue going. You know, just get it all set up since we have the beetroot seeds. There we go. Alright, and this will get better. The important thing is we now have wheat, so let's go back to our cow crusher, and let's keep that going. Now I'm just on the lookout for illagers coming to raid our village, our little area. Okay, is that all we're going to get? Alright, so it's still going to take a while. I mean, I think we only bred 2 cows. And that's why I was trying to get as many of those cows as possible in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back here. Oh, jeez, that was... that startled me. Alright, you know what? We need some more beef. And we got 3 beef from that. That's good. Put that on the campfire. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and it is becoming nighttime, so... let's go ahead and maybe do a little organization. Oh, yes. Let's not forget the sugar cane. So let's go to sleep for now. Roll the day over, and let's plant some more of that sugar cane. Now, honestly, yes, I do have the bucket. I want to set up something a little closer to home, and so we'll go ahead and do that. So we need to get water. We do have that sugar cane that should be growing just over there somewhere, but it'd be so much more useful to just have sugarcane close by. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get water. This might take a while. Alright, so let's do it. Yeah, pretty close. We can even do it over here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so for now, we'll just do a very simple 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, and we'll get another water bucket. And as we go, we'll make this look a lot better and a lot more efficient too. I think I saw some more sugarcane over that way, but at least this way we'll get it started closer to home so we don't have to keep wandering to go get it. Let's just do it like that. Water, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have to be, like, see, I can't put it here on the corner block. So it has to be there. Also, these ones you don't have to worry about stomping on. It's not going to break them. So that's handy. Whereas we wanted to cover that water block with a slab to prevent any issues with falling into the water, then jumping out and crushing a crop. Ooh, actually, we might have some good seeds to keep this going. All right, so we got 5 more seeds. Let's, keep this wheat row. There's those 3. But see, you'll notice the crops are growing a lot faster now than they were before. And that's because we alternated with beetroot seeds. Oh, there's a drowned. Eventually, we won't even need to come over here. He's not even paying attention. That's fine. Okay, so we've got that going. We've got this. We've got those. Oh, did I mess up? Yes, I did. Let's see, how many beetroot seeds do we have? Let's go ahead and take those back out. Beetroots there. Just because that's going to make the other wheat grow faster. Oh, and see, this turned back to dirt because it wasn't close enough to a water block. Perfect example. Okay. And there we go. And let's see, beetroot, wheat, beetroot, wheat. Beetroot, which we don't have any more beetroot seeds, so otherwise I would take out the rest of these 3. And beetroot, wheat, beetroot, wheat, beetroot. Cool. And again, we're not going to really use the beetroot that much. We can make it into soup, we can eat it. We can trade it to villagers if there's any villagers still alive over there. And and for now, we might as well also, I really like that concept of using the stone slabs to cover up the water sources. Oh, don't forget the beef. Just to, so let's do that. We do have a cobblestone left over, so let's use the stone cutter. Get some more slabs. Perfect. And just for now, we'll go ahead and get in the habit of closing these off. So we know there's water under there. The sugarcane knows there's water under there. It'll continue to grow, and we won't accidentally fall into it while walking by. Okay, and let's see if it's time to feed the cows again. Oops. Because you want to do this as often as possible so you can go ahead and get this actually producing beef and leather. Okay, we're still only breeding a couple, so let's see. And also you can kind of move around. Oh, I got a couple. And you still get experience from breeding them. I don't know if you get experience when they die. Not too sure about that. And again, we can check. Nope, none of them have died from being too many in one space. Alright. Also, we don't really need to keep breeding you guys. We can save our wheat for now. We do have the handy shears from last time. Yep. So we can continue to get wool. And wool is useful for a couple of things. Like I said, most importantly, it's good for beds, but you can also start to make banners. And now, especially with our little exploration foray, we need banners to mark things on maps. Now, luckily, we only have... Okay, yep. So that grass breaking sound is either them eating grass or regrowing their wool. Which this one did too. Nice, we can still grab it. Alright, cool. So let's see, we got that. Let's try Cow Crusher's got to be getting close. Oh, there we go. We fed a few. That's good. Okay. Oh, and now we're feeding the little kids. All right. So we'll keep doing that. And let's see. What do we want to accomplish next? Well, we did get a brew stand, so let's go ahead and throw that down. I do need to do a little research into brewing potions, but that's what a brew stand is useful for. So when you open it up, we need blaze powder, and we won't be able to get that until we go into the nether. We need glass bottles, we need water, and the blaze powder powers that. We need an ingredient up here, like nether wart and stuff like that, or a golden carrot. It's really complex, so we're not going to get into any of that for a while. Well, we have a brew stand, or brewing stand. That's useful for now. Let's see, what else can we really do? We got, I know. Let's go ahead and add another section. Do we have... Yes, we have one more slab. Let's go ahead and just get another section started, because eventually we are going to want a nice, advanced, big, spread out farm. So, well, I mean, actually, we can... Let's put the seeds down. Okay, cool. We have one seed. Alright, so let's expand this out this way. So we start where that slab is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. And dig that out. And we can cover that with a slab. There we go. Now we've just made a whole nother section that we can put crops. In fact, we'll put the first crop down because we have one seed. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I do that, beetroot, wheat, wheat. Yep. It goes right here because we're going to keep that system of alternating crops. And see, look how fast those are going now. That's a lot faster. And yeah, we'll just let that be. We can do... Okay. And very good. So now that we got that going, we got the cow crusher going, we got sugar cane going, we have wool, and eventually we can actually make an automatic wool farm. That's going to be pretty cool to do, but that'll be a whole project for another time. Oh, we've barely talked anything computer science this whole episode, and that's fine. It takes a long time to learn, and we'll take our time. So, and also, I want to keep encouraging you to check out the computer or the website project part of it, because that's going to have a lot better explanation, and it'll also include examples, code snippets, stuff like that. So for now, let's drop off some of this stuff. Yeah, I might eat apples. Why not? But anyways, we were talking about Linux and basic terminal commands or command line interface commands. And we started with CD, which means change directory, and LS, which stands for list, or list directory contents, however you want to get into it. And now the next thing I want to bring up is a manual page for Linux commands. Let's see, these aren't really growing that fast. Alright, so basically what a manual page is, or a man page, it's a description of, or yeah, it's what it sounds like. It's a manual for a tool or command in Linux. So if you're more interested in what options you can do with CD or LS, you could refer to the man page by typing man, all lowercase, M-A-N, space CD, or man space LS. And then once you hit enter, you should get a nice little diagram or a manual page up and running. So, all right, and also while I'm talking, we're going to start a little bit of a pumpkin farm too. Why not? We have them available. So anyways, get some pumpkins. And anyways, check out the man page about any command that you learn. It's really good to just kind of stay up to date on stuff like that. And don't worry about memorizing all of it. Honestly, I don't remember anything off the top of my head for CD options or L. I do know a couple LS options, and I'll go over those right now. So with LS, it's really helpful if you use LS space dash lowercase a. Now what that does is it shows all the files in the current directory, including hidden files, which are usually denoted by a period in the beginning of their name. So, and hidden files are hidden for, you know, various reasons. A lot of times it's like the dot and the dot file, because those are actually symbolic links, and we'll get to that too. But yeah. Oh, I don't know if we really went into it with CD, but anyways, the significance of the dot and the dot files. So once you get into a directory, any directory you get into, and if you do ls, you'll see, or sorry, if you do the ls-a, you'll see two files, or what look like files, named period and double period, or just dot and dot. Now what those are used for are symbolic links, which basically are just kind of like placeholders for the current directory, which is a single dot, and the double dot refers to the directory directly above where you're at. So that's why if you do cd space dot and you were in the desktop folder or directory, you would jump up one to the home directory. So, and that's really useful. I mean, you need to get comfortable with doing that because you're going to be doing a lot of moving around with CD, especially as you create new directories and organize your files. You're going to want to separate your code based on language, stuff like that. And especially when you get into web development, you need to create a whole file structure for your website with a lot of different folders to keep things organized. Well, you don't have to. I mean, you can make it utter chaos, but really, you're going to want to. So, anyways, let's see. Is that producing anything yet? No. So there's still not enough cows in the cow crusher. And I really hope this is a mechanic for Bedrock Edition. I know it is for Java. We're going to find out soon enough. But once there's too many cows in there to exist, we will get some beef and some leather. Worst case, we could actually just, kill these cows manually with a sword and take their stuff. But the cow crusher idea is a really neat idea. All right. Anyways, back to the commands. So ls has a couple of really useful flags or options. Flags are another term for that dash lowercase a that we were just talking about. So another option is -l. And what that does is it lists the contents of the directory in a much more useful list view, where it basically has a row for each item, and it has all sorts of information concerning that file, directory, or symbolic link. Those are, so basically, a file could be a file, a directory, or a symbolic link, and I think there's even a couple more, but everything in Linux is a file, and it makes it really useful. So technically everything is a file. Hard drives are a file, a mouse is a file, like, hardware, everything can be described by a file. So let's see. And that's part of what makes Linux so user-friendly and widely accepted. That and the fact that it's free, so you don't have to invest money in it, so that doesn't throw up that instant barrier to learning. And again, that's why it's so important that I make sure that these things are free, because even though you do better by going to an actual university, of course, and getting a degree, but I intend on going over as many of the topics as I can that I learned at a university. And then on top of that, as I learn things in the real world in my career, I'm going to add those as well. Like I already, on my Borderlands channel, I have a section on IT. I go into a little bit of what I've experienced as a software developer, and just stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Keep an eye out. And yeah, and if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment. Ask a question. I'm planning on hooking up a Twitter page associated with this project as well, eventually. For now, we have the YouTube and the website. So, anyways, back to Linux commands. Sorry, I digress. So, actually, I'm going to do a little more farming while we talk. So, basically, let's see, those are beetroots. Almost all Linux commands have options or flags that you can set, and this is usually done with a dash and a letter. So with ls, you have the ls-l, which puts the list view into a nice, handier view. And there you can see things like creation date. I forget what they are, like the attributes of permissions. You can see permissions. There you go. So you'll see a bunch of letters at the very beginning of the row, and that stands for the permissions associated with that file or directory or symbolic link. Remember, they're all technically files. So, and symbolic links, like we just talked about, are basically placeholders or aliases for a location of something else. And the most common symbolic links are the dot and the dot directories. So, yeah. And let's see. Other useful Linux commands, I'm going to put a whole list in the description and on my website just because there are a ton. And honestly, it would be really good to go ahead and do a Google search or Bing or whatever search engine you like to use and go ahead and see what's out there. See the most useful Linux commands. There's often very good documentation. And then once you know the name of a command, use the man page of that command in your own terminal just to kind of learn a little more about it. But so right now we've got cd, ls, and now let's talk about creating files, because you're going to want to start being able to create text files and Python files. Alright, so to create a file, you use the command touch, T-O-U-C-H. So when you touch a file, it will create a file there, and it'll create it with your permissions, your user group, stuff like that. And we'll get into that more later. But it'll create it as you, and you are the owner of that file. So let's just make a simple text file, just for example's sake. So you would type touch, and it's all lowercase. Remember, it's all case sensitive. Touch space test.txt. So a test.txt file. That's the most basic way to make sure that you're able to create a file. And there you go. And you should see, once you do an ls, your test.txt should appear in your directory. Okay, now that you've created a file, you're going to want to see the contents of that file. And now there's a couple ways to do this. You can either use built-in utilities like more or less to view a file, and those are also pretty handy because then they add like scroll functionality, a couple other keys that you can do stuff with, like jump down a page or not. But probably the easiest thing is cat. So CAT is another command that's short for concatenate. Now if you type cat space test.txt, so you do cat your test.txt file, you're not going to see anything because it's just an empty file for now. Okay, well that's going to be useful, not really useful right now. Alright, so adding text to a file, that's even more important. Now, I will say there are usually programs like Nano, N-A-N-O, but you don't want to get used to those because, well, for one, they're not guaranteed to be on every Linux distribution or every flavor of Linux. So a better way to go about it is to get used to the program called Vim, V-I-M. And I think I see a cow glitching, popping up every now and then. Alright, so Vim is a text editor. It's a very useful text editor, but it's a little weird to use starting out. So let's talk about the very basic way to use Vim. So if you type Vim, and that's V-I-M, all lowercase, Vim, then space test.txt, then you'll open up your text file with the Vim text editor. Yeah, sorry, getting tongue-tied a little bit. Okay, so once you're in there, don't start typing because normally your first reaction might be to start typing to make sure it works. You have to get into what's called insert mode to insert text into the file. So to do that, you push the I button or the I key, and then you'll see at the bottom of the screen your mode has changed to insert mode. And really, that's the majority of being able to use Vim, is just getting into insert mode, and then you can type text all you want. You can type words, sentences, use the enter key to go to the next line, stuff like that. But say you've typed a couple sentences, like hello world, this is my first text file, or something simple like that. So now, what you want to do to save it is you got to push the escape key to get out of insert mode and back into, I don't really know the name off the top of my head, the other mode that you start out with by default. But anyways, you push escape to get out of insert mode, and then push colon, or type colon, and then type WQ. You could also just type W and hit enter, and it will write the file, but WQ will write it and quit out of Vim. And that's really what you want to do. Once you write a file, oftentimes you're just like, okay, I wrote the file, I want to get out and make sure it worked. So now, once you're out, let's see, wheat, beetroot, wheat. Yes, just making sure. Okay. Once you're out of Vim, then you can do cat space test.txt, and you should be able to see whatever you wrote in that file. It'll be printed to the screen. Sorry, excuse me. So that's the basic way to kind of create a text file, be able to edit a text file, and be able to see a text file. And now that might seem like quite a bit, but like I said, I'll write some notes in the description of the video, and also I'll have a very lengthy section on Linux on the website, so that'll definitely be really handy. I just like going over it in these videos because the more you're exposed to it, the more it's going to make sense once you get down to actually trying to use tutorials and stuff like that. And repetition is key, especially with computer science. And remember, stay patient, stay sane, take breaks, do like I'm doing, play video games every now and then, just relax. And definitely, try to learn computer science because it's fascinating, It's lucrative, and a lot of it is free. So, anyways, that's about it for this episode. Yeah, we quit right at 30 minutes, so I'm going to go back in the house and end the video. Alright, see you next time.